Yogendraya namastasmai.
Shukaya Brahmarupine.
Shukaya Brahmarupine. Shukaya Brahmarupine.
Samsara Sarpadashtam Yo.
Samsara Sarpadashtam Yo. Samsara Sarpadashtam Yo.
Vishnurātamamu muchatu.
Vishnuratamamu muchat. Vishnuratamamu muchat.
So this is a wonderful month, Magha Masam, where we can wash all our sins that have been acquired, Mamavupata, for all the 11 months in the year. Ma Agha is Magha. Agha is the sin or doshas or difficulties or follies, whatever. All that only Surya Bhagavan is capable of erasing, cancelling, and removing all of that, make the person pure. That's why Surya is Moksha Pradaha, Surya is Arogya Pradaha, Surya is what is not, in all in all. At the same time, Valmiki Maharshi, in Aditya Hridayam Stotram, which you are all reading, and in spite of several names given to Aditya Surya Bhagavan, there is one name where Surya Bhagavan has been called as a Ravi. See, Ravi means Ra means Sampadalu. V means Vitarana. So Surya Bhagavan is capable of giving you all sorts of sampatis. But what most important sampati that we want is Arogyam. If Arogyam is good, you are capable of doing whatever you want of your selection and choice and execution. Therefore, he is called Arogya Vidwan. ఎవరెవరికి ఎంతంత ఆరోగ్యం ఎలా అవ్వాలని he will be able to have the discretional knowledge. So in Ramayana, Valmiki says, Atha Ravi Varad Avikshya Ramam Nisichara-pati Vadham Viditva Tvarasveti. These are all the key words in that last sloka, where he said, Nisichara-pati Vadham. Rama, Surya Bhagavan knows no more he can remain upon the earth. So Vadha, the kill, the death for him is approved. And therefore, he gave a signature or indication, Tvarasva. Tvarasva means fire. There, what is the idea there? Ravi. Ravi is the important word. Therefore, Ravi, during this month, I think he will be able to help us to that before sunrise, make some Surya Bhagavan prayer. And secondly, this Maghamasam is known for Bhishma, Niryanam. I think Magha Suddha Saptami is the day when Bhishma departed and he had a Swachanda Maranam. And he is one who gave the Vishnu Sahasranam, the 1,000 names of Vishnu to the entire lokas. Lokarpanam he has done. Therefore, the subsequent Ekadasi is given by his name, Bhishma Ekadasi. Apart from all that, we have got the Bhagavatam, and the entire Bhagavatam has been taught to Sukha Maharshi, his grands. So Sukatatam Taporidham, you see, that Vyasa Bhagavan taught all that. Imagine what kind of tradition that these Maharshis had got. So that Sukha, because he's repository of that kind of knowledge, Vedantic Jnanam, and which will give you many benefits. So that particular God, when Rishi is able to give us all that we have got, therefore, and moreover, Amu Machatu means he just made him eligible to get to Moksham. Moksham is complete absence of rebirth. We don't want rebirth, we want to be that. So every Pashu which has birth upon the ground is eligible to work for the rebirth, not absence of rebirth. So that is the promise. And moreover, in Bhagavatam original, Narada Maharshi will keep putting questions to many people. For example, when he met his grandsire, that grandfather, Brahma asked him, how at all you are able to make all this creation, how much amount of tapas you have got? Then Brahmadeva, after going into meditation, then replies, Narada, it's a good question to me. And behind all that, there is this Narayana who has urged me, who has given me necessary equipment that I'm able to create. And so there he explains the Purusha Suktam content in a very beautiful manner. So here also we have got the Narayana Smriti, and we have got this Prahlada, who is the right person, who has sloka number entamma marchipotune. Sloka number 2.
One nimisha, sir. We
What
completed
page?
274.
Huh?
What page it is?
It is 274 we have completed.
Sloka number, page, I don't know. What mine is 44. Me, what is the what page? I don't know. So
It's 274.
274 shloka.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. 87, correct? Kevalanubham. You want to start from there?
274.
Okay.
So this Prahlada is teaching all his classmates and other Rakshasas regarding the Vedantic life. And then ultimately he just prescribes that Upeta Narayanam Adidevam. In sloka number 270, he says that what is his summary of the sermon that he is going to talk is Upeta. You please resort ultimately to Narayana, Upeta Narayanam, Adidevam, and Saha Mukta Sangam, Muktam Sangaihi Shitopavargaha. So when once we resort to Narayana, he will be able to give us the detachment and then attachment with the Apavarga. Apavarga is Moksham or Vaikuntham or whatever we call it. And again, another promise is given in 271. Nahi achyutam prenayataha bahvayaso suratmajaha atmatvat sarvabhutanam siddhatvat iha sarvataha. This is again Vishnu Sahasranamam retelling. He says that it is not a problem or difficulty to please Narayana. You need not go in search of finding the location of Narayana, because he is there in you only. See, achyutam prenayataha ayasaha bahu na. He, indeed, there is no much effort needed in order to please that Narayana. And asuratmajaha, you're all these children of the asuras. You need not take, even you are asura, still Narayana is there in you. Not only Narayana will be in the heart of gods, even in the heart of Rakshasas he is there. Because how could it be possible? You may ask me a question. Then Atmatva Sarvabhutanam, most important nature of Anand, of Vishnu is Atmatva, Sarvabhutanam Atma. He is present in all the forms of all entire creation. Therefore, we need not serve. It's called Atma Sayamana, Atma Anveshana, Atma, everything Atma, 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 we talk it. Because the Atma only takes the sheath or Sariram, and through Sarira it operates whatever it should do. And when once it leaves Sarira and wants another, it may want another Atma, another body, but the Atma will decide whether at all it is required, it requires another Atma. Therefore, here, Sarvabhutanam Atmatvat is the first Vaibhava of Paramatma. Number one, Secondly, it is also told us that siddhitvat saiha sarvataha. So when we are in Bhulokam, there is opportunity or scope that we are able to get the result or phalam of our efforts. So siddhi is in the earth, and we will be able to go to Apavarga when once. That's why in Vishnu Sahasranamam, you remember Siddharthaha, Siddha Sankalpaha, Siddhidaha, Siddhi Sadhanaha. So Siddhi, Siddhi, Siddhi. Siddhi is ready. So Iha, upon this earth, everywhere, wherever people are there, born and living, in all directions, in all places, at all. Sarvataha means in all directions, not only in America or Germany or because in the eyes of Paramatma, it is Bhubhaga. The whole land is Prithvi. Low land is, so upon the land, wherever people are there, they have the scope for being Siddhi. And you know the word Iha and Para, these are the two words which you always come across. So Iha is upon this earth, wherever you are living, that living place will be good enough for people to do sadhana. And what you get after sadhana is called sampat. And what is sampat is sat. Because we are always chased by these three gunas, sattva, raja, and tamo gunas. But rajoguna, tamoguna is chosen by the rakshasas and other atrocity-loving people, but himsa-loving people. But sattvaguna is one loved by those who want to utilize their life. Therefore, siddhatvat, siddhaha is the word. Siddhatvam is the possessive form of that siddhi. So everybody has scope to possess the siddhi. Siddhatvat, iha, that is possible upon the earth only. Bhulokanlone yajnayagadi kratulu, pujalu, punaskaralu, japalu, homalu, all that spiritual activity takes place only upon the earth, because this is the place where you can fortify yourself, sanctify yourself, and become ready to dwell in other lokas. And moreover, we do not know when once we take off from Bhuloka, you land only Swargaloka, because there are so many lokas are there. Sapta lokas, 7 lokas up, 7 lokas down, and there are 14 bhavanas. We don't know where we float and where we reach, because we become a floating we start sim. That's why samsara is a sarpa, samsara is a kala, samsara is a samudra, samsara. So samyak sarati, saraha is like that he says siddhideha. And again in 272 sloka, he has Prahlada tells that bhuteshu parapareshu bhuteshu brahma antaha stavaradishu bhautikeshu vikareshu bhutva atha mahatsucha. Now he is telling, we may get doubt, because he's such a great Paramatma and all that. Can we imagine him in these places? You all big people are highly accessible and highly available, highly compassionate, highly available. That's exactly the nature or definition of a good Swami. So that's what he said. Who is a god? A god is he who is accessible to all people. Purohits might vary, but gods do not vary at all. They always go available. They always go by the karma, and they arja also karma. That's why para bhuteshu, apareshu bhuteshu, brahma. I hope you are able to understand. Para bhutas and apara bhutas, there are two things. Para, apara. Para is those people, the Pitru Devatas and all people paraloka. They were those people who don't live upon the earth, but we don't know where lokas or pitru devatas are there. That's why we say samasta pitrunam shashvata brahmaloka vaptirastu. When we make a prayer like that, it means we don't know our pitrus, where are they posted? Where are they living? We don't know them. But we simply think that there is one loka called Pitru Loka. They are all living there in different layouts there, or extensions and all that. But this is because we don't have knowledge, and what all you want to see the Pitru Loka, you don't come back. Even if you come back from Pitru Loka, you forget completely, you become fresh. That's the problem. Who can tell about the Pitru Loka and Pitru condition? Only the Rishis will be able to tell you, because they travel all over the world. Something like Narada, who has got access to God, Sarvaloka Sanchari, is Narada. Because he goes through all lokas, whatever loka he wants to go through. He may be the first reporter, he would be the first journalist, he would be an information bureau. But unfortunately or fortunately, we cannot get Narada at all. Narada is available for Hiranyakasipu, or even for Rama, Narada was not there. So Krishna Narada is there. So there are some people,
But he came only towards the end, correct, sir? Narada ji came only towards the end to speak to Krishna, correct?
But whatever, he has come to meet him, that's important, because asking him to come back. Your work as avatar is over. So reminding the people, because Bhulokam is so attractive, people don't want to leave Bhulokam. Yavarkanna chavadaniki ishtam undandi. Nobody wants to die from in this earth. Suffering unna kuda life-saving drugs and injections తీసుకొని బతుకుతారు కదండి. So ultimately the doctor might say, we tried our best, sorry antaru. Kakunda, how much love is there for us to hold our body, even sometimes having some pain, but we want to see this, because earth is the most beautiful loka of lokas. Because there are so many disparities also. There are so many attractive, disattractive, harmful, detrimental things. That's why, and I think Saraswati, you should be taught, all of you, the Prithvi Suktam, 12th chapter of Atharva Veda. I think 67 mantras are there in Prithvi Suktam, where that Atharva Veda Rishi has given a wonderful picture about the earth. Meanwhile, you can just, I have written an article long back, and it was published in the quarterly journal of the Mythic Society, Bengaluru, long back. I don't know what I wrote, but anyway, I made a good analysis of that Prithvi Sukta.
Which is there, sir? Where is it? Is there in
12th chapter, Atharva Veda. You just ask for Prithvi Suktam in the Google for translation or anything like that. 67 mantras, I think. But I have not made analytical study of that Prithvi Suktam. And that is really the core of the, because Atharva Veda is taken as the people's Veda. That is, it contains miscellaneous things, because in the world we have got miscellaneous people, not all good people, not all bad people, not different people. There is a motley kind of people available in the upon the earth. Therefore, that Atharva Veda Rishi has given a wonderful, but in, of course, the Mahanarayana Upanishad also, or elsewhere also in Bhusuktam, limited knowledge. Bhumihi, Dhenuhu, Dharani. But what is real Bhumi? You come to know that. So here, Apareshu Bhuteshu Brahma. And again, where is the Brahma? Antastha Stavaradishu Cha. He is also there in Stavaras. You know, Jagat ante Stavara and Jangama. I mean, Stavara Jangamatmakam Jagat. The world is consisting of stationary and dynamic bodies. Stationary bodies lonu, dynamic bodies lonu, Paramatma is there. So even the tree has got God inside that. That's why we call Aswatha Narayana, Vriksha Narayana. So when we make a prayer for Aswatha tree, then we say that Bhunato Brahma Rupaya, Madhyato Vishnu Rupine, Agrataha Shiva Rupaya, Vishnu Rupaya Te Namaha. So the whole, or Rucha Rupayate Namaha. Rucha is the Narayana's residential place. Therefore, here Stavaradishu Brahma. But is he visible? No, Antastaha. What is hidden, you have to explore. What is open, you can always realize and experience. Kadandi? Every rasam is a chemical reaction. Charu chala baguntundi rasam. But what are the contents? So when once you see the taste of this rasam, you'll ask what are the contents. And if whatever contents you put in that is chemical reaction. So our kitchen is having chemical reaction. Your drawing hall is physics. You can see sofa, you can see teapot, you can see so many things individually. So if you are in drawing hall, you see the material world. If you are in the kitchen cooking, you see the Paramatma. And ultimately, the Ruchi, what you call, is Paramatma. That's why in Purushoktam, we get Namo Brahmane Ruchaya Brahmane and Ruchaya Brahmane Namaha. So Brahma is Ruchi. Brahma is not visible to us, but he is experienceable to us. What you experience is Ananda. You can't see Ananda at all. You can't see air at all. So you are in with the nature, you are with the Paramatma, either with your physical eye or inner eye or with your other indriyas. That's exactly what is called as karma. Indriyas are there. So Krishna in Bhagavad Gita has given you a clue that Indriyana Manaschasmi and Manasaha. So in 10th chapter, Vibhuti Yoga, he says that for all Indriyas, I am the Manas. And for all Manas, he is the Buddhi. So Manasu, Buddhi, or if they are good friends, the Indriyas will be dull. And then they will not pester you. Dull in the sense that they don't pester you for anything more. Pestering is a nuisance for us, is it not? And the Jirangi antar. That Jirangi
very difficult, sir. Very, very difficult to get control over the indriyas, especially if you are foodie, like to eat, then it's very difficult.
So control means it must be mana and maryada. Both are there. So in just now explaining in Taittiriya Upanishad, that Brahmananda Anuhava, Brahmavalli, I mean Brahmanandavalli or Bhrugavalli, there is beautiful clue given to us that he is the Tan Mahayityupasita, Mahayiti Brahma, Maha ante Omkaram. Omkaram Brahma, Tan Mahayityupasita, Mahavam, then Mahayiti Brahma. Then he talks about Manayit, Mana. Then he comes to Manas. When he comes to talk about Manas, Manas is Brahma, because Brahma has taken his residence in the mind of all people. And that's why people say that Manasa Yavanmai Manaha, so that's what the Bandhana Mokshayoho, the Bandhana and Moksha will take place because of the mind. If the mind is kept under regulation and discipline, which is yoga again, then your indriyas also will be subservient to that. If indriyas, so like that here also the same, I'm going elsewhere. So point enandre, Stavaradishu Brahma, how is he Antastaha? So even Narayan Suktam also, you got Antastaha is the word, because he will not be visible to anybody. If he is visible, our reaction is different. Invisible, our bhakti is different. That's why Dhritarashtra, for example, when he got that Vishwarupa Darsanam, he told Krishna, he asked Krishna, shall I retain your eyes back? What I gave you, can I allow you to continue with that? So actually Dhritarashtra is also a great spiritualist, though he has got so many other things. But he said, no, Krishna, with the eyes that I saw you, I don't want to see the again world. So take back. Narada, also Vishwarupa Darsanam he had, but Narada's reaction was different. And Arjuna also is one who got the Vishwarupa Darsanam, different. So like that, but whatever mind decision, that Krishna or Paramatma or Vishnu wants, that only will stay in the mind. That's why Antastha means, another point I want to tell you, because Bhagavad Gita and the Bhagavatam, Upanishad, they all belong to the department of Vedanta Shastra, and otherwise called as the Prasthanatraya. And our Bedavaram Subramanya Shastri Garu has helped us to catch the rind of Bhagavatam in a short while. Because if you go to Bhagavatam, it is a big ocean, and it will take long years to complete it, Bhagavatam. Therefore, here, Antastha, what is hidden, what is secret, is always a problem to explore. And so Arvinda Ghosh has written books on that. One of the volumes, the first volumes he wrote on Veda was the Secret of the Veda. And Secret of the Veda is the title of the first volume of Arvinda Ghosh. Aravindo, I think so. And so when I took it up, the first sentence he wrote there, is there secret in Veda? But there are secrets, but the secrets are made known to people by secret hunters who are yogins and who are tapasyans. But still they have not exhausted themselves. So Veda will be still unexplorable field. That's why it is a virgin soil, as my professor was telling. Sukla Veda is a virgin soil. Like that, here also, Antastha Sthavarajishu, Stavaramulu, Jangamulu. Jangama means mobile, and Sthavaras are immobile. So Jangamas will be able to acquire more and more knowledge. Jangamaru anta by Lingayat Ralidare. So Lingayat have got different things. So they just keep on. That is one creed in the Lingayat philosophy and living. So here's Stavarajishu. And also Bhautikeshu, number one. Antastaha Paramatma Bhautikeshu. What is visible to our eyes? What is matter? So in all material things, that is, what is material thing? That's a manifesting. And unmanifesting personality of Paramatma is Antastha. That's why Ekayid Devaha, when you say that Vishnu is all alone, but he has divided himself into two mainly. One is manifest, and another is unmanifest. So we are all bothered about the manifest things, but when you take to yoga and all those exercises, you get into the unmanifest. So we have got a beautiful analysis of all these things. So we don't want to go into details, but Bhagavatam, that Prahalada is telling in general, and also he says that Bhuteshu and Atha Mahatsucha, not only in Bhutas, Bhuta is Prani, existent. Mahatsu means those Bhutas who have grown high. Probably Mahatsu means all Maharshis come into picture. Vasishtha, Vishwamitra, although these are all very great, elevated, they have also become very much attached to the mundane things to explain in a different manner. That's why Ramayana, for example, the story of Rama, we have got Vishwamitra Ramayana, Vasishtha Ramayana, Bhaskar Ramayana, etc. So many Ramayanas are there. Savarapatanta. Andre Artha, what is the meaning? Everybody sees a lot. So in Vasishtha, Yoga Vasishtha or Vasishtha Ramayana, you find Rama a student like Arjuna before the Guru. So Krishna and Vasishtha book, they are not different. They are all if at all the gods want to speak to you, as you understand from the Lalita Sahasranamam Prathama Adhyaya, that when Vishnu came across Agastya said, you don't, please teach me about Lalita Sahasranamam Rahasya. Then Vishnu tells him, no, I can't teach you. As Vishnu, I can't give you Upadesha. I will become a Hayagriva Maharshi and come. Therefore, if you perform Lalita Sahasranama Homam, who will come? Hayagriva Maharshi will come in the flames after Purnahuti, which I have got. Anyway, like that. Here, vikareshu, bhautikeshu means something physical, materialistic. Vikara means the shapes and sizes and fashions and all that. And also, the vikaras will make you laugh. And the vikaras make you become frightened. And vikaras make you look for them. That's why etne krute na siddhyati kotra doshaha. Like that, here we have got bhuteshu mahatsucha. Not only there, still in 273, he also tries to explain more how he is he like you. Says that Guneshu guna samyecha guna vyatikare tatha ekayeva varahan atma bhagavan iswaro avyayaha. So the Rishi, Sukha Maharshi or Vyasa Maharshi is trying to avoid questions from people like you and I, Saraswati. So, because if there are only questions, there is no progress at all. That's what you can see the speed in Krishna's speech from 12th chapter onwards. See, up to 10 chapters, Arjuna is putting brakes. They are all speed breakers. But after 12th chapter, until 18th chapter, Arjuna has least questions. Krishna has the long speed. Because the war time is approaching, he cannot spend time in answering all questions. But whatever question that might arise have been answered by Krishna in Uddhava Gita, Anugita, Uttara Gita, whatever it is called. And in all other 4 Gitas are there after Bhagavad Gita. 3 more are there after Bhagavad Gita, wherein Krishna himself has made a commentary of his own Bhagavad Gita in that. I think this February Vedana Sarit will contain the article by N.C.B. Nath about the Krishna's interpretation or Vyakhyana for the Bhagavad Gita. Because any person who speaks can be a commentator for that by himself. Like that. Here also we have got that Guneshu Gunasamyecha Guna Vyatikare Tatha Atma Ekayeva Paraha Atma Ekayeva. Yanta definitely chepparante. You need not exercise any more doubts, but you can start working. If homework is given to us, we should start working, but not put questions over the homework given to us. The teacher will get irritated. So we should not give scope for that. But I think like that here also, say Paraha Atma Ekaveva. Who is that Parahatma again? The answer is Ishwaraha Bhagavan. And Avyayaha is the Parahatma who is there. In what he is there? Guneshu. Those people who have wonderful character and conduct. So all this, in other words also we can understand, in all the 3 gunas, Sattvat, Rajo, Tamo gunas. You know, why Ravana did not agree to stop and become friendly with Rama in spite of so many people advising, beginning from Maricha uncle, and then his own minister, and then his father-in-law, then his own wife Mandodari, and even Kumbhakarna. Ishtu jana avrige helidare. But what was insisting in his head? Tamo gunam. That Narayana alone urged, and no enemy will go for second fight, or no enemy will allow other enemy to come for second fight, getting refreshed. That's why Rama Ravana yor yuddham. How was that the battle between Rama and Ravana? They said Rama Ravana yoriva. There is no matching at all howsoever. It's unmatchable war in the history of warfare. Like that, here also, Ekayeva Atma. So you understand that Bhagavan is an Atma, is a Paratma. I also told you that always Atmane Namaha, Antaratmane Namaha, Paramatmane Namaha, 3 namaskaralu pettukovali. When you stand before your mirror, right in the morning, when you get up from your bed, you look to you just make namaskara to your own Atma inside. But the Sharira she will be showing the Vikaras, because the baby Sharira is different from adult. From adult is different from senior citizen, and even senior citizen, still senior face is different. But these are all only the Sharira Marpugalu. But there is one Atma which is the guideline to that Sharira all through that. That's what we call Antaratmane Namaha. And afterwards, you have to look at Paratma. That is what you don't see, but he is there. And that is why Ramachandra or Krishna, whoever it is, so to them you make namaskara. So you just have 3 namaskaras done. Atmane Namaha, Antaratmane Namaha, Paratmane Namaha, Sri Ramachandra Parabrahmane Namaha, or Sri Mahavishnave, whatever name you want to take, you can take the name and then get that sense that you are always not independent, you are not orphan. That's what our Hindu philosophy tells us. We are not at all orphans in our Indian way of life and philosophy, because hundreds and thousands of rishis and gods are there who are monitors of everybody's life. And you are going to see when Prajapati, Brahma tells Narada, so there, when he created the human beings, along with the human beings, he also created the desires. And having created the desires, he has also created the officers to fulfill the desires. For example, if you want to register a house, you should go to registrar office. If you want to have your electricity well supplied to you, you should go to Beda KEB office. Like that, even in the divine administration, there are officers. So, for example, people want children, people want a job, etc. There are about 22 desires, primary, for all human beings, all through the life. Do you know them? Don't know. But Vyasa Bhagavan gives you the list. And there are 21 gods apart from all that. And you know that no god can independently help you. He will take the assistance of the other gods. So there is a lot of social work even among the gods to protect the praying bhaktas. That we should remember. Narayana alone, if Narayana comes, along with Narayana, others also come will take care of you. That's why when Agastya came to Rama, Daivataishcha samagamya drashtumabhyagatoranam upagamya abravid ramam Agastyo Bhagavan Rishihi. Alli underline madbekenu Daivataishcha samagamya. Agastya Maharshi did not come alone. He came with all the divine forces, that their drushti will fall upon Rama. He will be completely armed, empowered, and energized, that he will be able to meet up such a typical, difficult enemy, Ravana, and end his life. Even Ravana can't end his life by himself. There must be some other higher person than Ravana to end his life, because ending the life is most important in life. We cannot hold our body for long years. It is so up to that time when your body is under our help, then only afterwards the body becomes a nuisance. You should be ready to prepare yourself to leave the body, which we are hard to do. 60, 70, 80, 90, no aspiration further to continue, because the body will be telling you, hey, be careful. But in young times, you don't be careful, you will jump, full, enjoy all that when body is young and energetic. Here, Eka Eva Atma Bhagavan Iswaraha. And moreover, Avyaya, that's most important. Vyaya is change. We are all Chutas, we are all Vyayins. Navellaru Vyayavagta irthivi. We are all changing. We cannot remain the same. Ninne baguntundi valedo rakanga untundi. That's why there is a saying, Vruddhasya badha tarunaha katham janati. The old man's problems, how can a young fellow know? Young fellow thinks from his own angle, why Tata, you are coughing all night? Why are you coughing? That's how the grandson will put a question to Tata or grandpa. What can grandpa answer for that? Anyway, like that, he says, Ishwaraha Avyaha. Now we come to 274. Please repeat. Pratyagatma Swarupena.
Pratyagatma-swarupena. Pratyagatma-swarupena.
Drushyarupena cha swayam.
Drushyarupena cha swayam. Drushyarupena sach swayam.
Vyapya vyapaka nirdesyo.
Vyapya vyapyaka nirdeshyo. Vyapya vyapaka nirdeshyo.
Hi anirdesyo vikalpitaha.
Anirdeshyo vikalpitaha. Anirdeshyo vikalpitaha.
Kevalanubhavananda swarupaha.
Kevalanubhavananda swarupaha. नहीं केवलानुभवानंद स्वरूप
Bhavananda.
भवानंद स्वरूपः
परमेश्वरः
परमेश्वरः
मायया अंतर्हित्य इति मायया अंतर्हित्यै
मायया अंतर्हित्यै मायया अंतर्हित्यै
ऐश्वर्य ईयते गुणसर्गया
ऐश्वर्य ईयते गुणसर्गया ऐश्वर्य ईयते गुणसर्गया.
See, I understand now. When I was teaching Bharavi's Karatarjaniyam or Abhignana Sakuntalam of Kalidasa or any other kavyas and all that Sanskrit, I was not at all knowing anything. Now I come to know that these great rishis, I mean poets like Kalidasa, Bharavi, Bhabhuti, Harshas, Bana, etc., all these fellows have totally digested the knowledge of Bhagavatam and our scriptures. And therefore, they were able to signify the content and message and suggestion and guidelines that have been given to us in scriptures, in Purana, scripture, Purana, Bhagavatam, Bharatam, and all that. Here I am just reminded of the Bhavbhuti writing in Bhavbhuti and Bharavi. They are the great writers, and we just study for sake of examination. We may by heart, we may not by heart, but we just vomit the answer and become help. Oh, I passed the examination now. Because when we studied for Sanskrit for an exam, we were prescribed Bharavi's Kirata Arjaniyam. It's a political kavya. And also Visakadatta's Mudra Rakshasam. There is no woman character at all. So our poets are so capable to write literary compositions without the intervention of a woman as a character or anywhere. So that's Visakadatta is wonderful fellow. Like that, here also you observe, he says that why all that Mayaya, no. So here, this 274, how is that? Pratyega Atma Swarupena Drusya Rupena cha Swayam. Drusya ante Druk and Drusya. Druk you are called, there are only Druk Drusya do padarthau ani amar Tarka Shastra ఉంటుంది. See, padarthamulu ante the things. There are two things. All things have got two expectations. One, seer and seen. Seer and seen. Those who see, they are called seers. Manamandaram kuda, what is ours all? We are all having the druk. And the nature is drusya. So, in Dakshinamurti Stotram also, Vishwam Darpana Drusyamana Nagari. Next week, Sunday, you have got a beautiful talk by Aswatha on Dakshinamurti Stotram. I send the flyer also. Please make time between 7 and 8:30 in the night in India and in America. Different timings are there. For example, Central Time 7:30 and Eastern Time 8:30, like that. So he is going to explain to you. There he says Vishwam Darpana Vishwama, I mean Darpamanam, I mean Vishwam Drusyam Darpanam. So the entire Shankaracharya just imagines the whole universe to be a mirror. Darpanam is a mirror. And the Vishwam Drusyamana Nagari, it is a city which is visible to us. But though the city is visible, you don't know the details of the city. When you are landing in one place, you only see the entire township, entire place. But only when you get down, you are there in a pinpoint point. You don't know whether. So the drusya and druk and further development is that. That's what we understand here. Whenever we land in our places, we remember the Grama Devata, because before any Grama developed, the Devata is there preoccupying that. So our Devata Anugraha is there. So we get all that. Like that here, how Swayam Pratyagatma Swarupena Drusya Rupena Vyapya Avyapaka Anirdesya hi and Nirdesya Anirdesya Vikalpitaha. So the Paramatma ela unnadu ante, that's why we say there is no God antam English lo. But how are you saying there is no God? First of all, you agree there is. Tarvata no God. English lo kuda chappali ante, first of all, you say assertion, then negation. But in Sanskrit also, astika, nastika. That stika is there, ti. The tisthati shabda is indicated. So saha tisthati, saha na tisthati. So that's exactly where Nasadiya Suktam in Rigveda also begins. Nasadasi sadasi. Like that Dirgha, that Rishi, Dirgha Tamas, he's a blind poet. And Rishi, great man, but he was able to give us the creation, how it took place. But though he does not see creation, but he has given us the idea. So Nasadiya Suktam, Purusha Suktam, and Hiranyagarbha Suktam of Rigveda will tell you how the creation at all came. So even in Bhagavatam, Bhasa Bhagavan is telling there must be some hand to create all these things. That's why he says Pratyagatma Swarupa. You understand, Rupa is a form. Swarupa is personal form. How you get out from your house, we don't know. You may wear different forms of dresses and fashions. Oh, people comment. So everything is a wonder for them, the kind of dress you do. But that kind of dress choice and wearing is personal. Hey, you answer to answer that kind of query. Oh, you understand? So that's how the world goes. Therefore, everybody has got what is called a Swarupa. Swasya Rupaha Swarupaha. And even Lalita Parameswari also has got Swarupa, Swasrupa. So I remember, Saraswati, I will show you the book. A great Kali Upasaka, Asivijja Upasaka in Kakinada long back, I happened to meet his name, Addepalle Mangaya Shastri. He is a wonderful, deep, and he wrote a book on Swasrupa Darsanam, the Swasrupam of Lalita Parameswari. A small Telugu booklet, I got it. And we don't know. Swarupam, we are only seeing whatever pictures, paintings, drawings, everything we are seeing of Lalita Parameswara, any god for the matter, it's only Swarupa Darsanam. But is that Swarupa true? No. But the God by himself has got a personal Swarupam, Swaswarupam. Neen yaranna gottilla, oh, inta dressu hakkontiya neenu. Intlo itonti dress kuda vesukuntava, adu gotte illa annodu ascharya. That's why Krishna says, Ascharyavat pasyati kaschidenam, Ascharyavat srunodanyadenam, whatever be the kind of interpretation. But the entire world is filled with Ascharyam. What is Ascharya? Charana means movement. Is surprise, wonder, amazement. So everything that looks in the world is always full of amazement. Therefore, Pratyagatma Swarupena, and also Drusya Rupena. He doesn't be always not visible. He will be also manifesting. For example, a tree, when it is in Vasanta season, all the leaves, fresh leaves will be coming to that tree in Madhumasa. That's why one poet will say, Drishtapurvaha api arthaha kavye rasaparigrahat Sarve nava iva bhanti madhumasa iva drumaha. Say all the trees cut a new look to you. Then Vasanta season comes or Madhumasa comes up. Madhuscha madhavascha priyantam. So whole year you are seeing the tree. But do you ever at all look the tree with surprise? No. Only when it is getting small, tender pallavas, hey, how beautiful is the tree. Or when it has got full red flower. Red flower trees are there in Bangalore, near December we call it. And when you see the whole tree is full of flowers, then what do you understand? So you see only red flowers. That's a wonder. Only in summer season you find that red flowers, and with which you can. So that's why here it is said that what he said, Swayam Drishya Rupena, Pratyagatma Swarupena, and Vyapya Swarupena, Avyapaka Swarupena, Nirdesya Swarupena, Anirdesyena Swarupena, Vikalpitaha. I hope you understand your Sanskrit. So Vikalpa, there is a Sankalpa, Vikalpa. That's why you call in Vishnu Sahasranamam Karanam, Karanam, Karta, Vikarta Gahanoguha. That Vikarta you underline. Where he is the one person, whatever he shows you, we can also show you the changes in what he shows you. Therefore, Vikalpitaha. Then how at all you can catch him? What is the way you can catch him? The next sloka 275 gives you Kevala Anubhavananda Swarupaha. Enta bagundu sara ee slokaniki aa slokani madhyalo konni slokalu unnai. There are some slokas in between these two because our Guru has done wonderful chain work. Continuity is there. So he has taken that ultimate answer for this kind of Vikalpa and given you the sloka Kevalananda Bhava Swarupa Parameswaraha. So Parameswara, you can feel him like wind. You can't see Vayu. You can hear Vayu. You can feel Vayu, but you can't see Vayu. In other countries, I know at least in America, I hear the wind sounds. But in India, we don't hear wind sounds at all. But very dull comparatively. But here, if wind blows, oh God, you can see that wind roar. So Gali, so much power it has got, it can push you down so much. If you are driving, for example, here I know your car will be taken to the ditch, not on the road. The wind power is like that, can push off. But I don't think in India it is happening. Like that, you see, there is a lot of wind power. So that's why he says, Parameswaraha Anubhava. If the Anubhava is happier one, he becomes Ananda. If your Anubhava is unhappy one, it will be Anananda. But Ananda is ultimate goal to all. Therefore, Shankaracharya is telling us Shiva Ananda Lahari and Saundarya Lahari. Ammavaru Saundaryam, Sundarata, perfection, everywhere perfect. There is no imperfection at all in respect of the personality or trait or quality or function, anything of that Devi. She is absolutely Saubhagya Devata Ammavaru. Not simply Bhagya Devata, she is a Saubhagya Devata. Therefore, Krishna, Shankaracharya wrote on Saundarya Lahari. Ananda, first of all, it is Ananda Lahari, then Saundarya Lahari. Ananda Saundarya you find in there. But in Sivananda Lahari, there is Bhakti. And that Bhakti refers to the mind. And that mind is personal. Hey, nan manassu hangideyo, yake matartiya, hortogu, anavridare. Oh, nan manassu, nin manassu onde aitu, santosha, anta, aa taraha talk guda, there will be there. So it is all that mind that's why, but in respect of Sadashiva, it is called Shiva Ananda Lahari. But when that Ananda, as the introduction goes, when Ananda becomes simply extensive in Ananda, because those people who do yoga, they experience Ananda levels. Unless you close your eye, fix your mind, and journey then meditation, then you will be finding the levels of Ananda, steps of Ananda. If you, as long as you open your eyes, you see the world outside, people outside, etc., then Ananda will never touch your wall of mind at all. So if you want your screen of mind, the mind screen to have some different experience and anandam, you should shut your eyes to the world. Then the mind becomes open, the mind eye becomes active. When your mind eye is active, the screen also will become open up, and upon the screen, Paramatma has got his Leela to play on it. Therefore, something like projector on and your white screen in cinema theater on, the characters will be running over that. But our mind screen is there. In that mind screen, you have to allow Paramatma to project himself in whatever manner you want or he wants. So that's why here it is said beautifully that all these forms, visible, invisible, manifesting, unmanifesting, secret, open, etc. And Atma, Pratyagatma, Antaratma, Bhutatma, Paramatma, all these things are all manifestations or projections of the will power of Paramatma. And you have to imagine that there is a person who is monitoring. Hasta, hasta, suhastaha. See, when hasta, hand is one important of all the body. Whatever you want to karma, that's why karma iti hasteshu. So karma is there through your hands, through your bahus. Therefore, that's why hastavasi they call it. And then that's why all our horoscope, the entire planning has been fixed, determined in our hand. And according as our age is going on, the lines appear and disappear and erase and will be all that. So a good palmist, Samudrika Shastra Vetta, Vidwan, will be able to tell everything about you. In fact, marriages are also done looking at the two palms, etc. So what we want to arrive at is Prahlada is trying to educate, inspire the Asura Bhakta, Asura children, so that they can make their Tamasa and Rajasa Vritti little dull and activate the Sattva Buddhi and become the Narayana Bhaktas and get elevated. That's exactly what Prahlada told Narasimha Swami and all gods. When they said, Prahlada, come and occupy the throne in Vaikuntham. Then Prahlada says, all gods, Narasimha Swami teltane, oh God, how you have protected me when my father was torturing, giving all troubles to kill me. So in the same manner, you should protect me so long I am there dealing with all my father's friends. Because my father is only one Rakshasa whom you killed. He's a king of all these fellows. But there are so many accomplices and followers of my father who are still very much angry that their leader is killed. I should try to quell them down or calm them down or turn them to your path of life. I have a lot of homework, sir. I don't come, sir. You please take protection. Then only Narasimha Swami extends his hand and he puts on his head, blesses him. Okay, you do whatever you want. My blessings are there. That's why you see one picture in our Lakshmi Narasimha Sahasranamam first part of the book that Lakshmi Swami is putting hand upon the head of Prahlada, Asirvadam. Because as Bhagavatam tells, when Narasimha avatar, Ugra Narasimha, was burning with anger and etc., Prahlada goes and falls prostrate. Then Narasimha Swami lifts him with his own hands, blood-studded hands, and makes him stand and puts his hand on him and says, come on, all the dialogue begins with Prahlada and Narasimha Swami and God. So you just imagine the entire situation materially, then you will understand how we are able to elevate ourselves through our bhakti. That's why it's called Ananda. See, Shankara, Shiva, Ananda. See, Ananda Shivam. Don't think Shiva as a god. Take Shiva, the meaning of the word Shiva to be peace. So Ananda is a peace. ಅದನ್ನ ಒಬ್ಬರು ಸ್ವಾಮೀಜಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ನೆಮ್ಮದಿ ಬೇಕು, ನನಗೇನು ಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಆನೆ ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಆನೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಆ ಇಸ್ ಆನಂದ, ನೇ ಇಸ್ ದಿ ನೆಮ್ಮದಿ, peace. So Ane actually means elephant in Kannada, but if you take the na differently, it means Ananda and Nemadi beku. Ananda idru Nemadi irbeku. You should not have heart failure. Suddenly some state lottery comes to you, people are there who experience a heart failure. There are people who die also because so much money at a time, windfall. Therefore, Nemadi irbeku, fees. That Nemadi is Swarga. Nemadi is Vaikuntha. I hope I can stop with you today, and we're thankful to you very much. We meet next Sunday at our 9 o'clock or 9:30 or 9:50. 9:30 is better. And because we have got the talk by Aswath on Dakshinamurti Stotram. Again, I have asked him to talk about the religion and philosophy in Dakshinamurti Stotram, and also science in that, but of course, this is optional. There, because when you imagine entire universe to be reduced into a mirror, same manner, Agastya Maharshi also, when he was to find out a Rakshasa hid inside the waters of Samudra, he made the entire water of the ocean into his that Chuliki Karoti. And then the Rakshasa became visible, and Vishnu was easy for Vishnu to kill him out or remove him. So these are all the wonders which are inscribed or described in our scriptures. And when we come to know all of them, I think we are guided very well by our rishis and great munis, that we are able to make ourselves happy as far as possible, as much as possible. Om Swasti.
Om Swasti.